In the end, we still came full circle. This trailblazing expedition started from the moment you and a bellboy ran into each other. After going on a journey of many twists and turns, they still ended up where they started. Just like a clock's hands that turn round and round, the start and end of each day will always land on 12 o'clock, the advent of time moving forward. There shouldn't be much left to say. This entire adventure started because of you, and should naturally end with you. And then, a new page will be turned. Mikhail Char Legwork, we raise a toast to you, watchmaker of the land of the dreams, nameless of the Astral Express. To Penacony's past, present, future, and the child's unwavering dream unto death.
With that, our duty as nameless should be complete, right?
The Trailblaze can illuminate the way. But ultimately, the future of a world belongs to those who live in it.
I still feel that Mr. Mikhail must have really wanted to witness this day himself.
What's on your mind, March?
Just a strange feeling. I had it a few stops ago, but it's super strong this time.
Why not talk about it? Maybe everyone's thinking the same thing.
I can't help but think that whether it's Mr. Mikhail, Mr. Tiernan, or Madame Rosalina, their lives must have been long, and they must have experienced plenty of stories. They were also young once, stumbling and bumbling around just like us, getting into scraps and mischief, that sort of stuff. Companions, enemies, journeys, adventures, all the sad and happy memories. The everyday that we're used to, they've lived through them too. But those things are all in the past. I know, but the thing that I can't get out of my mind is the present. It'll be easier to understand if I use an analogy. Like when you're reading a book. If one of its characters keeps running into obstacles and experiences an ending full of regrets, we're bound to feel a bit mixed about it, right? Because we've seen every nook and cranny of their lives, we see these people as special. So, even if there are parts of it that aren't really realistic nor logical, we still hope that their story gets a good ending when it comes. But what if they and we aren't really that special? When Mr. Mikhail sat in this chair, waiting for the Astral Express to arrive every day, what was he thinking? And if, at the end of his life, he could still firmly say he had no regrets, then what is this regret we feel in our hearts right now?
I think each and every one of us is searching for the answer to this very question. The universe is vast, and our lives are but specks. The Trailblaze never ends, but against the backdrop of the cosmos, the average person's lifelong journey is merely a short stretch. But it is in this minuscule distance that paths cross and countless worlds connect. The universe may not remember every person who leaves a tie along the silver rail, but we will. As long as we remember, their stories will never end. And what Mr. McHale has left for us is his answer to this very question. It may not be perfect, but it left a smile on this storied, jaded old Nameless's face at the end of his life. And its meaning will be interpreted by those who come after us.
It's not the answer that's important, but what we can learn from others' answers, right?
This is what trailblazing is.
Sure. I'm really sorry for bringing down the vibe. Quick, Don Hung, tell us a dad joke to lighten the mood.
It's never a bad thing to reflect. One day, we'll all have to face our own farewells.
But before that, we still have a long way ahead of us together.
So the most important thing right now is to tell the conductor what we saw in Penacony. Then prepare ourselves for our next trailblazing destination.
I should get back to the Express. Or maybe I could say my final goodbye to Acheron. I should get back to the Express.
It's still early.
Or maybe I could say my final goodbye to Acheron.
Do you still remember when we first arrived in Penacony? Who would have thought our paths would cross in such a way? Come to think of it, I didn't even get a chance to formally introduce myself. Simply put, I'm a self-annihilator who was cursed by the Nihility. My hometown was destroyed a long time ago, and the whole world was erased beneath their shadow. In order to fight against the cruel end of self-destruction, I went on a journey, in search of a way to sever the chains of the Nihility. After a long and grueling search, I am convinced that my destination lies within the depths of the dark web, where reality and the Nihility are separate. In there lurks a secret called Device 9. One day, I'll reach it. The ocean of stars is vast, and given our destinations, I'm afraid our paths may not cross again. But the trailblazing expedition ahead is always full of unknowns, and my blade is sharp enough to sever fate. As long as we maintain our original resolve, I believe there will come a day where we will meet again. In that case, I must apologize for my rudeness. Do you remember when we first met? I once said you reminded me of an acquaintance. Because of the Self-Annihilator's curse, my memories are stripped away, blurring my past. And after our journey together, what I originally thought were familiar feelings were merely illusions. I believe this was truly our first meeting. What do you mean? It's improbable that you've crossed paths with my past self. What I mean is, there is nothing left to retrace there. Only nihility. That is true. Our memories make us who we are, and all memories originate from the now. As for the future, it's already taking root in the now, isn't it? We both still have our own paths to walk. So let's forge ahead. Hopefully, if we meet again, it'll be beneath clear skies. Do you still remember when we first arrived in Penacony? We both still have our own paths to walk. So let's forge ahead.
There. Chin up, Pom-Pom. Don't be sad. Don't cry.
Wow. Your method of consolation is truly unsophisticated.
Still better than just standing there like a scarecrow. Oh, hey, you're finally back. We told Pom-Pom all about our adventure, and they suddenly started crying. I've never seen Pom-Pom so sad before.
The conductor never cries. Pom-Pom is never sad. Pom-Pom is just angry. Yeah, angry. No matter where the express stops, you lot always manage to cause chaos. My well-thought-out timetable completely ignored. If you carry on like this, the express is gonna run out of fuel. That's right. Pom-Pom is just angry. It's not because of Misha, Tiernan, Rosalina, and the rest.
It's okay. Oh, Pom-Pom, just let it all out. Everyone, could you all take a break in the next car? Don't worry. I'll stay here with Pom-Pom.
But...
Let's go, March.
It's okay. Oh, Pom-Pom, just let it all out.
I never expected Pom-Pom would be so distraught.
Those three nameless must have meant a lot to Pom-Pom.
No one knows exactly when Pom-Pom boarded the Express, but one can surmise that their journey has been filled with many hellos and goodbyes. Probably more than we can imagine. The fact that they're crying so hard is probably a good sign. It proves that Pom-Pom's emotions haven't become dulled by the grind of time. They still deeply cherish every nameless who has boarded the Express and value every journey shared with them. Leave it to Himiko. When it comes to comforting, there's no one better on the Express. Well, they were a little emotional at the time, but I'm afraid that's not out of the question. Since you joined us, the Express has stayed longer than anticipated at every stop along the way, and to ensure that everyone always makes it back on board, Pom-Pom has had no choice but to delay the warp jump schedule.
I see. No wonder I can regularly hear Pom-Pom pacing anxiously up and down the corridor.
Turns out Pom-Pom's been silently putting in a lot of work for us. Wow.
Different from typical vehicles, the Astral Express converts every Trailblaze into the energy it needs to run. Ideally, as long as trailblazing expeditions continue without interruption, the Express will receive a constant flow of energy, much like a perpetual motion machine. But because of our previous encounters, fuel is being used up much faster than expected. We can probably only pull off 2 more warp jumps at most.
Only 2 more? Isn't that super risky? Oh, I don't want to become an ice cube floating around in space again. When you put it like that, it doesn't actually sound too bad. But I don't even want to become an adorable ice cube floating around in space again.
Which also means that we must prudently consider our next destination.
Yes, I've already checked the astral charts. The 2 nearest worlds to us are the oceanic planet of Lushaka and the agate world, Melostanin. As for which one we're headed to, that still requires a vote.
Or perhaps you might consider a suggestion. Everyone, we meet again.
It's you! Why were you just in my room?
It's a very cute room, Miss March. Just like you.
Memo Keeper, let's put aside how you managed to sneak past everyone and board the Express for now. You mentioned a suggestion.
I accidentally overheard how the Express obtains fuel. I just wanted to chat with everyone to see if we could work together. But now, it appears my suggestion could be the very lifeline that saves everyone.
Please speak candidly. Depending on what you say, we could very well ask you to disembark.
Ah, the Permanence's descendant. What a charming little dragon, especially with those mired memories of yours. But I digress. If the Astral Express is in urgent need of a special trailblazing expedition to recharge its engine, have you all considered this? Perhaps your destination could be a world that even the renowned Akivili never reached. Should you be able to lay down a new stretch of silver rail, the Express may never have to worry about energy ever again.
Trailblazing to a world that even Akivili has never been to? Is that possible?
Continue, Memo Keeper. This destination of which you speak, what sort of world is it?
A world that many across the universe don't even know exists. A world hidden away from outside observation. Its presence only revealed by the light from the mirror of the Garden of Recollection. A world fettered by 3 paths, its destiny hanging in the balance. The Eternal Land, Amphorius.
I hope I'm not too late, child.
I wasn't expecting it to be you.
Don't you know how many sentry posts the family has built? And how hard it is to get you out of here?
Looks like my time's up.
What do you mean? What time?
Negotiation, interrogation, or death. My fate lies entirely in your hands, Lady Bonajade. The dance is done. Why bother with the compassionate pretense and give someone who's about to die the chance to talk?
Despite your fall from grace, you still look well. I'm very glad to see that you're so full of verve.
Do not insult my pride with half-veiled sarcasm. Have you specially come to see me just to sate your vile vanity?
Oh, of course not.
I merely came to fulfill your younger sister's wishes, to offer you a generous trade. That is, if you're willing to accept.
Robin?
To build a true haven where everyone can attain peace. That's the oath between you siblings, isn't it? If I told you there was still a chance to realize this vow, would you be willing to talk to me then? I recognize the gravity of this question, which is why you don't have to answer me right now. Go now. You are free, O Chosen One, who dare to exceed his bounds, sever your wings, descend to the mortal realm, and walk their lands. See what this world is truly like.
I will not accept your charity.
As I mentioned earlier, it's a trade, and you don't have to give me an answer right now. Rewards are not reaped in a day, and if there's one thing I'm best at, it's waiting. The sweet dream still continues, and the night is still long. You have plenty of time to contemplate your answer. A word of advice for you before we part ways. A word of warning from someone who's been in your shoes before. Life is too short to miss out on golden opportunities.
Ah, you're back.
You're here, little one. I saw some memory fragments drifting outside the window, and I intend to salvage them. How cute. By salvage, I mean to slowly get close to those memories and then exert my Memo Keeper power to retrieve them. There are too many discarded things in the sea of stars. Our predecessors' trodden paths and forgotten pasts should have left behind vivid marks across the universe. I once felt regret for those that were lost without a trace. But fortunately, we were later able to sense, discover, and preserve them. I wonder what stories have been left behind in the memory fragments that we found today. Settle down. Allow me to manifest the memories from these fragments, and I'll share them with you.